Hello and welcome to another C# video from the series 0 to Game Dev Hero. In this video you will learn what return statements and return types are. This video was not planned at this point in the series and I wanted to cover the topic later. But the user Exatio, I hope I pronounced your name right, gave me the hint that it would be good if I would explain return statements as well, and so I made this short video about return statements and return types. Thank you for the feedback. Return is something that we will see quite often later on. So let's go. Before we get into the code, I have another real-life example for you. Imagine you are standing in front of an ATM. This ATM gives you some options what you can do. Two of those options are deposit money and withdraw money. So imagine the depositing money is a method and withdrawing money is also a method. We talked about methods in the last two videos, so if anyone wants to know more about methods, feel free to watch those videos. When we deposit money, this is what happens. We go to the ATM, deposit money, and leave. Money is deposited, and what happens with the money is decided by the machine. The only thing we had to do is give the money to the machine. The machine does not give us anything back. The situation is different when we are withdrawing money. We give the machine our card and a number, the amount we want. And the ATM gives us back money after a short time. So the ATM returns something to us after we have called one of its functions. And this is how methods can work as well. There are different return types. You have already seen the void return type. A void does not return anything. You execute the method and it does something. Then the code continues. Instead of void, you can also use int, string, bool, and many other types. So also classes created by you. Here you can call the method and it does something and returns something. With the return type int, it gives you an int value. With string, a string value, and so on. So you can always assume that you will get something from a method with a return type. Let's look at this in the code. We will not use our example with the withdraw and deposit because it may be a little bit too much and confusing here at this point, but we will use something easier. So what we can do is we can write our calculate method from last time, or slightly different version, calculate, and we will give it a number. For example, int a and int b. Or let's just do int a. And this calculate method will do something. It will take the a, or it will make a int new number, okay? And new number is a times 2 plus 5. Whatever this calculation stands for, but yeah, it does something with our numbers. So when we give an a, then a new number is generated with our a, and the number is generated like this. And then we can say, console write line new number. Okay. And we have learned that because we have the static void main, we need to have the static void here as well. And now if we print, or no, not if we print, if we use the calculate and write 2 as the number and hit run now, we will go into the method with the 2, a is 2 here, then 2 times 2 is 4, plus 5 is 9, and it will just print the 9. But we cannot do anything with this 9 now, because the method just printed the 9 or just displayed the 9, and yeah, it was lost. We cannot save the 9 in a new variable, and yeah, nothing. What we can do now is we can change the void to int. And now we can write here at the end, return new number. And what happens now is that the calculate method starts, it calculates something, then it displays the new number to the console, and then it returns the new number. And what does this mean? It does mean that this whole statement here is a value of type int. And therefore we can assign it to a int value. So we can have here int number equals, or let's call it b equals calculate 2. So b will now be whatever is returned by the calculate method. So b will be 9. And we can delete this here. And we can write here console write line b. And you will see that b will be 9. You see? B9. And if we hit 3 here, if we give it 3 as a value, you can see the output is different. What we can do now with this is we can calculate and move on with the b variables. So we can write here c, and c is calculate with the variable b. And here we can output c. We hit run. You can see that first b is calculated, then it's saved to a variable, because the method returns something, and we know it returns an int value, so we can assign it to an int value because we are sure that it will be an int at the end. And then we can do something with the b, and we calculate again with the b, and this returns an int again. So we assign it to the c, and then we displace the c. And what you need to know as well is that everything after a return statement in a method is not executed. So if we write console write line hello, this code will not be executed, you will see that this code will not be executed. So if we hit run, we cannot see this code because after a return statement, the method just cancels itself, just stops at this point, and it will move on with the next line of code from where the calculate method was called. Okay, so that was it for today. I hope it was helpful to you, and we will use return statements and methods with the return value quite often later on, so it will be really helpful for you in the long run. If you like my videos, it would mean a lot to me if you would subscribe to my channel, and if you have any feedback or any comments, you can comment under the video, and I will try to answer all of you. And so next time we will dive into Unity, I promise. So see you then. Bye.